Hello, and welcome to the Gear Slum.
Hello.
The number one guitar podcast in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host, Aaron. With me, as always. How does it go?
You having a stroke?
Phil. And Cole.
Oh, you're asking about how this part goes? As if you've got
we
everything.
Slum
forgot
hard.
because he started differently and now he doesn't remember how to do it. Because
I was doing the Guitar Nerds intro.
Dong and dong and dong and dong dong and dong.
Oh, man, how are you guys doing this week?
wait, no, you got to do the
Awesome.
thing. Do the thing.
You don't get to tell me how to host this, P.
Yeah, shut
I'm
your
hosting
effing
the S
M,
out of it right
Phil.
now.
Okay, I mean,
I'm doing a VG job. I got a VGJ going on right now.
Wait a second. Very good.
very good.
Jimmy?
Very good job.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Sounds so dirty when you say that.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what everyone
Let's talk about sex.
is wondering about.
Yes,
Have you guys seen
everyone-
Detective Pikachu yet?
Everyone is wondering.
I got an offer to watch that the other night, and then I did not go.
I respectfully
Watch it.
declined.
Oh, because you're an idiot? Because you're a stupid idiot man?
Cole, I also have not
No.
seen Detective Pikachu,
You
and
guys are both idiots.
but I'm gonna, for the sake of the podcast, I'm gonna allow you to spoil it for me.
No, that would... No.
No,
That would be, well, I don't know.
what are you talking?
I'm sure there are some, like, I would
It's
not.
a brand new movie.
Yeah. And it has, like,
He would be spoiling it for everyone.
and it would
not
be,
just you.
like, there are things that are very spoilable about it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Pikachu. Right? Did I accidentally spoil it?
You can't leave that in, Aaron.
Pikachu kills Han
Is
Solo.
that real?
Yes, you dickhead. That's
I had
literally.
no idea.
Yeah. You need to cut that out.
Wait, no, that's not really the thing.
Yes, that is the actual thing. And it's not that, like, my son, like, guessed it before it happened, but still, that is, like,
Aaron guessed it
the
before he
twist
saw
ending.
it. Can't be that much of a spoiler if Aaron guessed it before even seeing it.
So I certainly wouldn't have gone to see it on opening night if I didn't have kids who were very interested in it, but I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I've heard that it's quite good.
Really?
Yeah, especially for a Pokemon movie. Like,
I heard-
especially when you consider the fact that we talked about the trailer when it first came out.
Yes, and you guys
And-
thought, Cole, for one, didn't you say...
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, you thought I was joking that I was saying Ryan Reynolds is doing the voice of Pikachu.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? That's not even a funny thing to make up, you know? Like, or like, is there some premise behind that joke that I don't get, you know?" And then it's an actual movie that came out and it was good, which is pretty shocking.
I feel like I would expect the Pikachu character to be acting like Deadpool the entire time.
That's what I haven't seen any of the Deadpool
Or Green
movies,
Lantern.
because I would rather go to heaven, and so
Well, I'd rather go to heaven than watch Deadpool also.
if that was the decision.
And yet.
But
I did
I've
watch
heard
both movies.
that's like the hard thing for a lot of people to get over is that, I mean, because Ryan Reynolds didn't really have any other like signature roles before that, did he?
Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
But like ones that people actually watched.
He was Van Wilder.
When we first,
He was on the
when
TV
I
show
very
Two Guys,
first
a Girl, and a
started
Pizza
dating
Place.
My wife, Van Wilder. Oh no, that's Van Helsing. Never mind.
That's Hugh Jackman.
She loved Van Helsing, and and she worked at Blockbuster, so she could take movies before they were out on like for rental. And so she brought it to our house for the weekend, and I didn't like it very much.
Wait, she loved Van Helsing?
Well, she was just like, yeah, you got to watch Van Helsing. It's a good movie, and I didn't like it.
Okay,
I still gave her a second chance, though.
I think I saw Van Helsing and it was fine.
It's just like it didn't. Yeah, it's a weird. It was kind of like that bank heist movie with Kylo Ren in it, or not bank heist, but remember that movie?
Yeah. Yes.
That was like, I enjoyed it, but did they know that it was kind of weird in some parts, or like that it was kind of ghetto and the editing was bad and stuff?
I have a noteworthy. I'm not going to say funny, but a noteworthy.
Oh, also Ryan Reynolds was on Two Guys and a Girl in a pizza place.
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
Sorry. With Trailer Howard.
I have a Van Helsing story that is
And who was the
funny.
other guy in that show?
He was a boring guy that like nobody cares
Phil
about.
Mickelson. Turn off your camera, Phil.
He's probably dead now.
Really?
Yikes.
I don't know if he's dead, but he's boring.
Just he never became anything.
he never
He's
amounted
dead to show business.
Yes. He never amounted to anything. I don't know. Maybe he
I
does.
remember that guy. I like that guy.
That
His
guy
name was
that died?
Richard Ruccolo.
Ruccolo.
Richard Robert Ruccolo was born on March 22nd,
triple R.
1972, and died.
No.
Just kidding.
Oh. Felt bad.
Died of show business sadness. So his initials are RRR? Like J.R.R.R. Tolkien?
George
And
R.
George
R.
R.R.R. Martin. R.D.R.R.
Can I tell my Van Helsing story?
Yes.
Yes.
If it'll shut you up.
Dude, Blink-182 did a cameo on Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Who did?
Serious?
Blink-182.
Oh.
All of them did?
They like played a show.
Oh, okay. That makes
If you go to
more sense.
IMDb, like
They
it
weren't
shows,
just like the...
it just shows Mark and Tom like without shirts singing into a microphone.
That's awesome.
That's the first video trailer.
Okay, so
At what later they changed the name of it to Two Guys and a Girl though. Do you remember that?
I do.
They dropped Pizza Place from the name.
I do.
And
They
from-
dropped
Because
the
it was
gimmick.
too Italian.
Yeah. They couldn't have Ruccolo and Pizza Place.
Rucola.
I wish someone had like a Van Helsing story.
I do have one. Pick me. Mr.
All right, go
Abubo, can pick me, please?
Anybody have a Van Helsing story?
Yes.
What if they made like a...
any-
Wait,
Anyone
are my
else?
choices yes
No,
or
if they-
no?
They need to make like an origin story movie about Van Helsing, like when he was a kid, and they could call it Mini Van Helsing.
That's good. That's a good idea.
So Phil, tell us what you're.
They
gonna
need to
tell
make
us.
a version for good people called Van Hexing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say SUV Helsing.
Okay, so when
crossover Helsing
Yeah.
so when
for the modern soccer dad.
yeah, what are those things called? The wagons.
Crossover.
Crap. What is it?
Station wagon.
Station
Station
wagon.
wagon. Station wagon Helsing.
Yeah, station wagon Helsing. Okay, so when I was working at a church down in LA, there's a kid in the youth group whose dad was like a legit producer for, I don't know, whatever movie studio that was. And I was always talking about vampire movies. And
Of course.
so he says,
Everyone was
By
back then.
so he
by
goes, dude,
vampire movies, you just mean Blade, right?
no,
What
and
other vampire
everything.
movies were there?
Blade
Twilight?
and Blade and
Blade,
everything. This is
Underworld.
before
Blade
Twilight.
2.
And
Well, Underworld is Lycans.
Underworld, of course.
There's vampires too, though.
Yes.
Oh,
And
the Lycans
so,
are the werewolves, huh?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
So this kid, Dylan Johnson. Shout out to Dylan Johnson. I'm sure he does not listen, but so he tells his dad, yeah, Phil is like super into vampire movies. You should ask him. Like, he tells me, yeah, my dad's working on this vampire movie, and I'm like, are you serious? That's awesome. So I see him at church, the dad, and he goes, yeah, I'd really love to hear what you think. You should, as like an actual fan of these movies, we kind of went over budget, but I think you'll like it. Like, let me know. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I see it opening weekend, and then the next week
he didn't even like give you a screener or give you a free ticket or something.
No, he actually did.
I want you to pay to do my market research for me.
He actually took us to a movie a few months later. Me and a buddy of mine and his kid. We went, but that's a different story. But so I go see it, and then I come back, and he's like, and I'm thinking, this movie is freaking horrible. and then I see him on the patio, and I felt so awkward because he's like, what'd you think? And he looks super excited, and I was like, it was really like, there was a lot of like really cool. I mean, the set is like, I couldn't believe it. The set looks really, really elaborate. And he goes, oh yeah, funny thing, I think it must have been Universal. He said they filmed it in some like weird, some tiny country in like, old Soviet bloc, one of those tiny countries over there. They built an actual city, like a small little town, to film the movie, and their plans were, the movie is going to pivot into a TV show, and they're going to film it at this location.
Oh, that was so good.
And the movie bombed so bad that they were like, we don't want to touch this. Like, but they had spent a freaking fortune building like a semi-permanent set in some,
Yeah.
But yeah.
What a terrible idea.
Yes. And like, he was like, he said like, everybody's like, this is going to be huge. It's going to be like, this movie's going to make a ton of money. They had spent so much money on advertising. I think they were doing like Super Bowl commercials for that specific movie. Like, they just thought it was
like action figures and everything.
They forgot to make the movie good.
Exactly.
They had like set it up for success in every way except for making it a good movie.
Yeah.
It's too bad Van Helsing wasn't a Marvel comic. It would have been huge.
Right. So then a few months later, he took us to see, remember that movie? Remember how
Remember the Titans?
The Chronicles of Riddick.
Heck yeah, dude. Freaking Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. So it's Vin Diesel, and he did the movie Pitch Black, and then they came up with this idea, we're going to do a trilogy of movies starring the character from Pitch Black. Mm-hmm. And this was the first. And again, this is the same producer. He's like super excited. He's like, this is going to be huge. It's going to be a trilogy. And he invited us to go to the premiere. Me and my buddy.
Man.
So I didn't get to meet Vin Diesel.
Interviewing you on the red carpet and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do the red carpet.
Phil, look over here. Phil.
No, there's like a red carpet on one, and then it's like all the like other people don't go on the red carpet. Like you walk in like the back or whatever. But like
they hang a sheet up in the middle of the theater so you can't see the famous people.
Well, that was what was weird is we were sitting in the theater, like it was this huge theater on the like I think it was on the Universal lot, and I didn't get to meet Vin Diesel, but he like walked by us, and the producer friend of mine was like, I'll try and hopefully I can get you to meet him, but then it didn't work out. But we met like a bunch of the other actors from the movie, and Vin Diesel was sitting like a few lines up, and it was super weird to be in a movie theater with the people who made the movie, because like things would happen. Things would happen and people would cheer, and I was like,
yeah,
that's so gross. You're cheering because
it's a little bit weird.
They're sitting right over there, like, and you want them to hear you cheer. Like, that seems so strange. But I mean, I guess it makes more sense than people cheering in a movie theater, in a normal movie theater. Like that always bothered me. Like when you clap at the end of a movie, it's like, why are you clapping at the end of this movie? I mean, at least
It
this
used
time.
to bother me, but now I kind of love it.
Oh yeah.
There's this Vine of when the Star Wars Episode 7 came out, and as soon as the title flashes up on the screen, a bunch of people would take pictures, just in the theater. And this guy's taking a video, and someone's camera flashes. And this one guy just yells out, "Turn off your flash, you effing retard."
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
I mean, sorry. Anyways, it does annoy me when people. It's like it's the same thing when people clap when a plane lands. I guess it's not the same thing, but it's equally annoying.
No, that's the worst thing you can possibly do.
It's like you're clapping because somebody didn't kill you.
Yeah, we made it, everyone,
and that's their job. Sorry.
Okay, so who are the actors I met?
I would
Holy
kill
crap,
to have
Judi
a picture
Dench is
of
in that
you
movie.
with Vin Diesel because you are like taller. Like if I saw a picture of you by yourself, I wouldn't think you're as tall as you are. And with Vin Diesel, if you saw a picture of him by himself, you wouldn't think he's as short as he is. Like I bet you're like 1.5 feet taller than Vin Diesel.
Maybe.
I'd love to see it with like your arm around him, like how emasculating it would be because his shoulder would be like under your armpit.
Under my armpit, yeah. So I met Carl.
Vin Diesel is 6 feet tall.
Is he really?
No, he's not. He's like
That's what
famously
Wikipedia
short.
says. I don't think that he's famously short.
Okay, so I met Carl Urban. He's been in a bunch of things. He was
There's
in Lord of the
no
Rings.
way he's 6
Keith
feet
Urban.
tall.
You're thinking of Keith Urban.
I did not meet Keith Urban.
Wait, who? I think who am I thinking of that's like famously short?
Tom Cruise?
Well, no. I mean, I don't think I would.
I assume that
A
Vin
lot of
Diesel
people
was
are
very
but
short.
I don't think Vin Diesel is one of them.
Dang it. He's 6 feet tall. That's craziness.
Sorry. He's taller than you.
I mean, you don't have to be
I
like
don't know how
that.
tall you are. He's famously taller than you.
He's famously taller than me.
He's more famous, too.
The real height of Vin Diesel without lifts.
Lifts? Of course without lifts. That's stupid.
Oh, maybe it's because Vin has been described at a mind-bogglingly optimistic 6'4"
6'4"?
No.
He claimed he's 6'1" on a radio show, but wears thick-heeled boots a lot of the time. And then they have some pictures of him wearing these ridiculous boots. So apparently he's like 5'11". So, but still, that's not.
But if I
about
saw a
average.
picture of a movie star
You're
with
5'11"
with
and
giant
3/4, according to IMDb.
Yeah, which is like nobody can measure themselves that accurately.
If I saw somebody with giant lifts, like platform shoes, if I saw a picture of a movie star with that, I would assume that they're ridiculously short and they're wearing that to try and get to
Exactly.
Like a
That's
normal
what's
height.
weird is like if you're 5'11", nobody's ever going to think you're unusually short. They might.
That's
That's
like
normal.
normal.
I could see maybe wanting to be a little bit taller, but to wear lifts when you're 5'11" seems pretty strange.
Yeah, I don't know. Vin
You know,
Diesel can do
it's
no
hard-
wrong as far
it's
as
hard to
I'm
know.
concerned.
Okay, so Carl Urban.
You're still telling your
No, I'm
Van
just saying.
Helsing story?
I met him and it was cool, and he's like he was in Lord of the Rings too, which I thought was way cooler than being in.
It's called
Chronicles
The
of
Lord of the
Riddick.
Rings: The Two Towers film.
And
Yeah.
I also met Mark Blockus,
Okay.
who was not in that movie, but he was dating somebody who was, and I walked up to him because he was in the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to go meet this guy. And then as I walked up to him, he was strikingly tall. He's like 6'7". I mean, it felt like he was just towering over me. And I walked up to him, and then I was like, "Hi, I just wanted to," and he's like, "Oh, cool, man, thanks." That's it. So he's tall. End of
I
story.
have no idea who that is.
Look up his picture.
I met Matthew Broderick.
Mark Lucas Blockus?
Matthew Broderick is
Mark
very,
Lucas
very
Blockus.
short.
I don't know who Mark Lucas Blockus is.
Lucas
I can't find
Lucas
him.
Blockus.
Do you know how to spell his name?
I'll send you a thing.
So,
right
Aaron,
now.
I want
Yes.
you...
This is real.
First, I'll give an update.
Mark
So,
Lucas.
It's
Hype.
now been 2 weeks.
It's been.
I
know this guy.
The Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. And I ordered two.
That sounds like. That phrase is like, for some reason, feels like the most racist thing you could say.
Oh my gosh, I
know
forgot.
It
He was.
doesn't even mean anything, but it feels so dirty.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get mad at me for not mentioning this, so I'm gonna say it. Carl Urban
no
is
one's
also
gonna care.
Bones from the new Star Trek.
You say Bones?
I said Bones. That's his name,
He bones in the new Star Trek?
not the verb.
Oh, okay.
It's a nickname. Which
What would a porn parody of Star Trek be called?
Bones.
Well, nailed it in one.
It would be called Starfish Trek.
Chocolate Starfish Trek. So
Ooh.
I ordered two Timmy pedals. One of them I ordered from an online retailer with my credit card, the way that normal people do. It has not arrived, and there is no hope that it will arrive anytime soon. The other one, I called a Guitar Center in Oklahoma, gave them my credit card over the phone.
Wait, tell us who the online retailer was.
Rouge Guitar Shop.
yeah, let's put those guys on blast.
They're like a French, yeah. So, and I
They're
ordered it
from Louisiana.
Moulin Rouge.
against my better judgment and
Wow.
many other people's better judgment, because apparently Rogue Guitar Shop is just, I mean, it's kind of ironic that they're called Rogue Guitar Shop.
You
Like
got to
you're-
listen to your Better Angels next time.
If you're gonna get into business and you plan on cutting corners and being a little bit shady, you should come up with a name other than Rogue for your shop, I think.
Like Wholesome America Guitar Shop.
Exactly.
Do we need to get? We should give
Fair
some
and
background
balanced
on Rogue
guitar
real
shop.
quick for those who don't know. So
Guitar Shop.
there was a company called TMG Guitars that was pretty controversial for a while because the dude was like charging $1 million, not $1 million, but like thousands of dollars, and then basically making like parts guitars, and then ripping people off or something, and like not delivering. Tales old as time. And then he also,
Song as old
the
as
owner
rhyme.
of that, also owned Rogue Guitar Shop.
Yes.
The new owner, though. It's a weird
But
thing.
they still have a reputation currently of taking orders for pedals and then taking a long time to ship.
Yes, because I think what they do is they take orders for pedals they don't have
Exactly.
often.
Which is what happened
They know how to
Cole.
take the orders. They just don't know how to hold the orders.
They just don't have any stock.
That's what
And,
happened. Which, I mean, it's not. I feel like it's not inherently bad to take someone's money when you're out of stock with a thing. I understand saying. I know there's a lot of companies that go, wait a minute, no, we don't have that yet. Keep checking back. We're not taking your money yet, right? Which is like seems like the more normal way to do it. But
what most companies do is it then becomes a pre-order or something is back ordered, and they don't charge you until the thing is in stock and they ship it. So
Yes.
like they take your order. So like that's how Guitar Center or Amazon or any large retailer is. They take your order and then they charge you, or like me with that Dookie pedal, which I got another voicemail about that, and it's still coming at some point. But so, anyways,
but like I know there have been times where I've pre-ordered something and they charge me. Like the most recent book I bought on Amazon, it was not out yet. it was a pre-order, and it was like a purchase. And
yeah.
So it's not like unheard of to take your money.
Amazon doesn't charge you for pre-orders until it ships, Phil. So I'm
Are you
just
sure?
going to say you're lying. Yes, that's how they've always been.
What about the
It's still
times
a
where it
purchase.
says
It shows
this
up in
is
your
a
orders.
where it says this is a Prime thing, and you go, awesome, it'll be here in 2 days, and you click on it and says, oh, this is temporary out of stock, and I'm like, what the? You just told me it was Prime. That means I'm getting it in freaking 2 days.
It can be Prime and out of stock.
Yes, exactly. It cannot. No, it cannot.
It can be.
Yes, exactly. No.
No, it cannot.
Yes, I
Like,
think
they're not
Why am
gonna
I paying for Prime?
They're not going to reprogram the entire thing just because it's out of stock.
Why am I paying for Prime? I'm paying for Prime because I want the thing in 2 days or less. That's why I'm paying for it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can just get anything. If it's
Yes.
out of stock, it's out of stock.
That's what I'm paying for, Aaron.
but
You're paying for
Phil,
everything to be in stock.
you're
at
being
all times.
ridiculous.
No.
You are a ridiculous human.
Oh, that's
You're
fine.
getting upset about the wrong thing.
Okay.
Yes.
But wait, let's
This
get back
is
to
a
your
completely
story.
separate issue. So Rouge Guitar Shop, they so it's one thing. This was a known pre-order, and they say, ships in 1 to 2 weeks.
And didn't you ask them ahead of time anyway?
Yeah, and he said, yeah, the order's coming in. Well, maybe I'll pull up the message history.
Yes, read it.
This is our favorite segment of the show, diving into Facebook Messenger.
Guys, I did that. I pre-dove for this episode for my story coming up.
I know.
That's good,
I
Aaron.
currently have that entire thread open, so I'm excited to.
Aaron, I'm excited about the details.
Oh, you don't have. Oh, wait, what? I don't have that thread.
The email
Gotta do
thread.
Oh, the email thread.
Okay, so
I'm very excited about
I want to
Aaron's
order a
details.
Timmy pedal. So this is
After
on
the break, folks.
This is on April 30th. It's now May 18th. I want to order a Timmy pedal. Do you know when they'll be available? Timmys are supposed to be here the 1st of next week. So that would
The
have
first
been...
of next week is not a thing.
Yeah, because it was
The
April
1st
30th,
of next
so the
week would
1st
be
was
would be
that
Sunday.
week.
Sunday
would've
is the
been-
1st.
That would have been
next
May
week.
6th, so that would have been 2 weeks ago. Do you already have a big list of pre-orders? And he said, I still have some available in that order, so you will be in that order if you order one now. And then I messaged, I went ahead and ordered one, so do you think it will go out next week? That's what we were thinking. Then I messaged him, hey, actually, I just found one at Guitar Center, and called and gave him my credit card number over the phone like it's 1998. And he said, and I said, so yeah, can I just cancel my pre-order? Which, it's a pre-order. We've gone through this before with Nocturne Brain of the ridiculousness of not letting somebody cancel a pre-order and then charging them
But
for
that makes
shipping
even-
still.
Like, it makes more sense coming from like a small builder not wanting to refund it because
Yeah, because they might be
like they're
buying parts
paying
based
for
on
materials and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that goes into the production. But if you're a retailer, it makes no sense.
Yeah, if you're a retailer that's getting an order, like you did not
It's
change
already-
the size of your
yeah.
order based on. And then Ollie
Right.
said, this is a total whatever. The cancellation policy is what it is, and it says you can't cancel. But I said, can you cancel my pre-order since I found this other one? And he said, did you check our cancellation policy? Which is like, just tell me that's your policy, you dickhead. Like, don't.
Yes, I
And,
did check it. And
yeah,
it says
I
you can
checked
give me
it,
my money
and
back. Go ahead.
Have you
I'm ready.
checked
I'm waiting.
your butt?
Stupid.
Yes, that looks good.
And then I said, but there's no logical reason why you wouldn't be able to cancel it. Maybe so, but those are the policies. Which is like, okay, so at least you admit that your policy is stupid.
I
And then
can't change the rules that I created.
So then I messaged him yesterday. Any news on the Timmy that you said was supposed to ship 2 weeks ago? Hey, I talked with Paul Cochran last Friday. I highly doubt that. He had a delay with the supplier. Maybe his supplier's wife was pregnant. Who knows?
I hate when people say had.
Yeah, that is not like, yeah.
He had a delay, and now he no longer had a delay.
Yeah, exactly.
He used to had a delay.
And
what I was
so he was behind schedule. The supplier of his pedal housings, blah, blah, blah. He's shipping. Anyways, so this guy's a dillweed. Rug Guitar Shop. They can suck a fat one. And
they're
that's
canceled.
all I have to say about that. But the beauty of it is once you hit, apparently PayPal's policy is that a pre-order, if something is assumed to be a pre-order and they actually take your money, then it has to ship within 20 days. So I'm almost to that point. So I'm just not even going to tell them, and I'm just going to start a claim with PayPal just to piss them off because I don't like them. And maybe that's petty.
And then they'll message you and be like, dude, did you start a thing with PayPal? And you should say, oh, did you read the policy?
Yeah. Have you checked?
Did
you checked my cancellation policy?
I really hope that happens. He won't write you.
I'd love it if he did. I mean, because
It would be
part
awesome,
of it
but
is
he won't.
I have no idea how big they are. Like maybe he replies to 1,000 people a day. Maybe he replies to 2 people a day. In which case he might remember me. I kind of doubt he would, but yeah, that would be funny.
But even if it's 2 people a day, he's not going to write you when you put in. Like, here's the thing: the reason this is how they do business, clearly, and so he gets people doing PayPal claims all the freaking time.
Like there's no way I'm going to be the first one, and he'll be like,
right? It's
I'm
not
shocked
novel.
that this is happening to me.
Yeah, it's not novel for him. It's like he's totally used to, you know. I'm assuming I don't want to. I hesitate to use the phrase "stringing people along," but I'm going to use the phrase "stringing people along."
Wait, why do you hesitate to use that phrase?
Because I don't know if I think sometimes people consciously do that, and then sometimes people like are so up their own butts that they don't even realize that.
Yeah.
That they're like that bad at business. You know what I mean? Because it's super uncool to
right. It's terrible either way, but it may not actually be like malicious. So.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so like I feel like stringing people along implies.
Well, and even this is like borderline. Like it's not like I don't love the guy's attitude, and I think their policy is dumb, and it's not based in logic. But it's not like
ripping you off.
Yeah, it's not like they took my money and they have no intention of shipping me a pedal. I think they have every intention of shipping me a pedal as soon as it comes, you know.
Also, can we the change in what he said to you the first time and the second time is how likely. I don't want to say he's lying, but like it seems weird that they have a reputation for this. And that it would be like
and
conveniently, like you know what I mean.
Right.
Like one of them seems like it's not. It has to be
the
less
fact that
than
they
truthful.
have a reputation makes the possibility of it being a coincidence less likely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like
that
I,
was less likely.
I ordered this pedal from them against my better judgment, and so when stuff like this happens, it makes it seem like, oh yeah, of course they're being shysters. I knew that.
Yeah, but I'm talking specifically about the first time when you were like, I should not order from them, but I really want and tell everybody, remind everybody why you went with them in the first place.
Well,
it was because
just because of the color.
You wanted the black one,
because you wanted the
right?
custom color.
I mean, once you go black, you know the rest.
You saw the black one, and you're like, I have to have it. And so
because the green, well, and I didn't even like. I would much rather have that orange one that dude bought. But like of the available, because some of the shops, like the shop that sells the green one, the surf green one, they don't take pre-orders. They just you have to just keep checking back for when they're in
surprise,
stock.
we got them right.
And I haven't seen them in stock for a long time, and even the other shop that regularly sells them is another one that for some reason I think is. Now I have to go look them up, but in my mind, they were another shop that was like, I'm not sure about ordering from these guys.
So
who carries the surf green one? Do you know?
The surf green one is from Humbucker Music, and I bought one of those a few years ago, and it was just in stock, and I just bought it. Another one is from a company called the Guitar Sanctuary, and their website looks like it was. The result of a high school HTML class. Like it's just terrible.
The Guitar Sanctuary is like,
and theirs is red with black type on it, but the red is like this dumb, like tomatoey red kind of like.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one and I hate it.
Yeah.
Guitar X has like a blue sparkle one.
Yeah, and there's one for sale on Reverb right
which
now,
I kind of
too.
also don't like.
But this one, yeah, it's black with gold text on it, and so it's a cool look. It's kind of a Marshall-y look or whatever. The one they show on Humbucker, the surf green one now, has blue writing on it, like dark blue, which actually would have been really cool. The one that I had was surf green with white text on it, and so it kind of it just looked like a surf green blank pedal, basically.
Explain to me. Explain it again. You said he said yes, you will get the next batch that's coming next week.
Yes,
which
seems
don't
like
the pre-order is not
batch
full.
Is coming less than a week from now. Then that's strange that then they delay based on enclosures, and I guess the enclosures would come late in the game, but it seems weird that like if they think you're less than a week away from getting a shipment of 50 pedals, then they would know already if they don't have the enclosures in time, you know?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what feels weird to me. Is like,
and I'm assuming it's an order of 50 because then he came back and said, what did he say? So he's shipping me the first 25 this week and the next 25, which your pedal is a part of, next week. So I'm guessing the order was an order of 50, and that's when he said there's still some left in there. If he was saying, if that original order he was talking about was an order of 25, then that would be additionally shady because he told me I was a part of that first order. But I think I'm guessing it was an order of 50. Yeah, I don't know.
It just
I
seems...
don't really know at this point. Oh, the surf green with the blue looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I like it. It's much better than the surf green.
In my
with
mind,
white.
it sounded like it was going to be terrible.
No, I like it, actually. So, anyways.
I just really don't like the way that sounds. It just seems...
Surf green with blue?
No, not that.
Oh.
The two different
situation?
The two different comments.
Yeah.
They just... together... And how far apart are they?
Did you ask him for more details?
A week. I said, sir, have you given me all the detail that is necessary for us to comment on this story?
What are the dates of his two replies?
The first reply was April 30th.
Okay.
Saying we have an order coming next week.
Yes.
He didn't say how big the order was, but he said that Timmy's are supposed to be here the first of next week.
He also technically didn't say your pedal would be on that order.
He did.
We have an order. An order. It could be anyone's order.
We have an order, and if you order now, you can be part of that order.
No, he said I still have some available in that order. And I said I went ahead and ordered one. So do you think it will go out next week? Yes, that's what we're thinking.
Okay. And then
he said, I can't promise to have any available next week. Because I said, okay, I'll check back with you. And so that's when he's like, oh, I can't promise. I'm pre-selling all of these.
Okay, that's April 30th. And then when you said, hey, what's the news?
Yeah, so all I said was any news on the Timmy. I haven't sent anything since then. And he said, I talked to Paul Cochran last Friday.
Okay, when was that comment? I talked to Paul Cochran.
Yesterday.
That was okay.
May 17th. So that's 2.5 weeks after. And, yeah. He had a delay with... What had happened was... He had a delay with the supplier of his pedal housings. He's behind schedule. Part of it, like it's very Katurba-y, you know.
But it is also very likely or very possible that they ordered. That was the date that they had from Paul.
Totally. Like there's no like.
And then they didn't hear anything about the delay until that date.
No part of this is obviously like shady. The part
it's more
like
just
the
like
thing that is very
obnoxious.
obviously annoying is when I asked to cancel a pre-order, which is a totally valid thing, and he says instead of saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't actually accept."
Yeah,
he
sorry,
just
we
said,
don't cancel. We can't cancel pre-orders.
Yeah, like I know that's just our policy. Blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
instead, he just says, "Did you check our cancellation policy?" Cancellation with one L, which I think it has two, and
which the only thing I could think is like if they have different cancellation policies for different items, like
no, they don't. That's just like
that's what I'm saying. But that's like the only reason why that would be a reasonable
Yeah.
response. But then he would just check it too, not like
Exactly. Like, he would not want to send me a message saying, check the cancellation policy, and then the cancellation policy says you can cancel it, you know?
You're like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Did you
It says,
check the...
"Give me my
Yeah, that's
freaking
what I
money
should
back."
have... That's what I should have replied. Be like, oh, yeah, I just checked it, and it said that I can cancel. And he'd be like, dang it, he caught me.
rats.
He used my own tricks against me.
So those words right
So
now.
yeah, that's why, like, none of that is obviously shady in any way. It's annoying, but just the fact that I was expecting to have a less than ideal experience, and I disagree, like, on a fundamental level with not being able to cancel that pre-order, because realistically it's just, well, I don't want to give you your money back. There's no logical reason why I shouldn't be able to cancel.
Yeah.
Because they don't even have the pedals yet.
Especially when you're just going to return it.
Oh, but they don't let you return anything. You just get store credit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't they just do that then? That's what they should just do automatically. Say, oh, we can't give you a refund, but we can just transfer it to store credit.
Yeah, they offered that. I don't want store credit.
they
They're a
did?
crappy store.
I'm just saying, like, that's... You didn't say that. You left the details out.
But that's irrelevant. That's like when they give you, like, if somebody, you know, if the flight attendant on this airline, you know, beats you up and drags you off a plane, and then they're like, oh, we'll give you more credit so you can keep flying on our planes that you never want to fly on again because you have PTSD.
Well, I mean, not really, because they hadn't done anything wrong at that point.
Well, they had in being a dick about the cancellation policy, but yeah, like, they hadn't.
But I'm saying, like, instead of
They
that,
still
he
haven't
should
done
have
anything
said-
wrong at this point.
Instead of saying the thing that he said, he should have said, when you said, hey, can I cancel it? He should have said, oh, sorry, we don't do cancellations, but I can just transfer it to store credit for you. Like, that's what we do. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But now it's like, now I don't want store credit because your store sucks.
Yeah. And, like, I already, like, part of it is the only reason I'm buying this from you is because I want a Timmy pedal and they're hard to get. Like, I don't want to get some freaking Boss DS1 from you, because if I was going to do that, I'd just go to Sweetwater or something.
Dude, you know what you could get, though?
What?
Something else.
An EHX Switchblade Pro?
No. The Jackson Audio Bloom.
I honestly should get the Switchblade Pro if they have them in stock.
Oh, dude, you should. Do they carry EHX?
I don't know.
I feel like they try really hard to be
doubt
like the most boutique of boutique. But then I think they also do carry Boss and stuff.
They do have the Switchblade Plus.
Is that what it is?
No.
Or is it Pro?
Switchblade Pro. Maybe it's not out yet. Huh. Yeah, it's out at a bunch of other
They'll
sites.
probably get it. They probably can't give it to you for like a few years.
A few
years.
Weirs.
Okay, so I mean, the upshot of that story is that, like, it's mildly annoying, but they haven't really done anything wrong other than be annoying.
Right.
So now let's get to a story that is more than mildly annoying.
Way
Tell
more.
us, hosting this
Tell us a
podcast
tale,
really well.
Aaron. What's that? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to H
Don't be.
over your P.
Before we get into that, I should say that this podcast is sponsored by Sinusoid Pro Audio Couture. They just released the new Neapolitan Tech Flux. Which is like yellow, pink, and black or something. It's really weird. Buy it. Someone was asking the other day, like, what patch cables they should get in one of the groups, and I was like, oh, well, you can get this or this or this or this, all from Sinusoid. So if you need patch cables, hit them up, because you can get a solderless kit, make your own solderless patch cables. You can get the slivers,
Pancakes?
which are the smallest profile.
Waffles.
Phil, come on.
I'll wait.
Trying
I'll
to be
wait.
serious.
Are you done?
Done with what?
I don't know, whatever that was.
No.
I can wait.
I'll wait.
I'll wait.
You can get a solderless kit. You You can get the slivers, which are the smallest profile.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
On the market. You can also get the pancake plugs with silver or black caps. That's pretty much it. Or you can get like regular like G&H connectors on your patch cables if you want, which all serve their own
Neutrik
purposes.
Or
You
Neutrik.
could. You could just get like Neutrik patch cables. I
Like
was thinking like
the
you just get
biggest-
straight plugs on them. It's like
Well,
a
they have-
3-inch.
They have Neutrik right angles, but they're
No, I
like
know, but imagine
the bulkiest connector.
You're gonna get like
man.
a 6-inch, 6-inch patch cable with just straight Neutrik connectors on the ends.
Oh man, that makes me want to set up a board like that and just have like 4 pedals on my big mega board. You know.
But definitely check them out if you need any patch cables for your Squatch board.
Squatch. Dude, I really like the solderless cables. I don't want to like them. I know I've talked about this.
What color do you have
All colors.
of the solderless?
Yeah.
You just got like
I too
ordered
love the
pieces.
Ordered
solderless,
some
and
of
I have
every
Gearslam
color.
Red, and I love them.
Yeah, I have like a big spool of Gearslam Red that I bought, but then I also have like some light blue.
They just sent you like a foot of different colors each.
Yeah.
I have the orange, and I really like the orange.
Yeah, the orange is nice too.
I also have some orange slivers. I like orange because no one else has orange cables in the world. No one.
Phil, should I tell him?
The only one.
Should I tell him that I have some?
I'm the only one.
Don't.
I'm the chosen one. Mr. Anderson. My name is Neo.
What's Aaron doing?
Dude, what if they
It's
did
Matrix.
a crossover and like he said, "My name is Neo Montoya."
That would be good.
You killed
If I talked about how I want them to make a movie called The Dot Matrix,
No.
where you're stuck in an old dot matrix printer.
And there's like
That's a good joke too.
and you have like this secretary named Dot, and she's like this really sassy,
Hey, you stole
80s
that.
80s secretary.
You stole that from someone. What is that from?
Did?
Oh no!
Well,
Have
there's
you
a secretary named Dottie in Ghostbusters, right? Is that her name?
There's Have you seen that?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
This video of a stand-up guy who's doing like a bit about the naming or the postal codes for states, like how they came up with the abbreviations. Have you seen that?
No.
I've heard, just the part where it's like, okay, let's start out. Alabama, AL.
Yeah,
boom,
and in
done.
the middle of that, he says something about the
Alaska.
secretary, and he says something similar to what you said, but it's probably not the same. It just reminded me of that.
It's hard to.
It's hard to say.
Who do you think I am, Dane Cook, or whoever that other chick is?
Yeah, what's her name? Phil loves her.
Dude, Phil won't shut up about
You
it.
like her, the girl that steals jokes. What's her name? Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, yeah.
She steals jokes?
Only like all of them. Only like all of her jokes are stolen.
There's like a bunch of videos of like exact copies of other people's jokes.
Oh no.
Even like on her show, like she like direct rips skits
Yeah.
from like Mad TV and stuff.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and she claims like, oh, I didn't know, like I have writers, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
sucks to be you. Yeah, and she's got jokes from like Patrice O'Neill that she's like they give direct side by side.
And John Mulaney too.
Pretty damning.
I want to see these
Pretty
videos.
dang. It's pretty dang.
I'm sure you do.
I want the
'cause you
receipts.
love joke theft.
It's pretty
The
darn.
receipts are out there.
Just Google
X-Files.
Amy Schumer. Like literally, if you Google Amy Schumer, that's like the top thing that comes up. I mean, based on your internet history, it might be like Amy Schumer nudes or something, but
Amy Schumer pregnant nudes.
very first. Oh. Oof.
The first thing that came up with mine is Amy Schumer baby name.
Yeah,
For
the
some
first
reason.
one that came up with mine is how many kids does Amy Schumer have? So
The first one that came up for mine is Amy Schumer credits doula for helping during difficult pregnancy.
This is weird. So
First
One
one
of
that
the
came up on
Google-
mine is Amy Schumer pooping. What is that all about?
Listen to this and tell me if this sounds weird to you. It's one of the Google search. It says, "Who is Amy Schumer pregnant with?"
A baby. I mean,
Isn't that weird? Who is
Yes.
she pregnant with? Like
an
just her.
unnamed,
Just
an unnamed
her
baby.
on her own. So weird.
Okay, one
Well,
is
actually, what she's pregnant with is just a collection of tissue that has no spirit or physical form of any significance.
is Chuck Schumer related to Amy Schumer? That's
Yeah, they both steal from the American people. Boom.
Yikes.
I don't know who Chuck Schumer has done that to, but he's a politician, so I'm sure it's happened. Okay, check this out. Last Christmas time, December
gave you my heart.
2018.
the very next day you took it away.
Gave it away. Phil, idiot.
What?
It's not took
Give
it
it
away. It's
away.
gave it away.
Gave it away.
Doesn't
Oh,
even make
gave it away.
sense. I already gave it to you. Why would you have to take it away?
And why would you be like sad about that?
Yeah.
I gave you my heart and you took it, and I'm
can't
really
remember.
sad about
Somebody was
that.
talking about that song and they were like, what does that even mean? You gave it away. Like you gave it to someone else and now I have to be in love with someone else I didn't even get to choose.
Yeah,
it
mine makes
doesn't
more
make
sense actually.
No,
This
it should say
year,
threw it away.
Save me from tears.
Give it to someone special.
Once bitten and twice shy. Okay, Aaron, you wanted to say something?
I did. Last Christmas,
I gave you my heart.
I gave you my heart. She gave me a pen.
Yes.
No, last Christmas. So like it was like right after Christmas, like December 26th, I would say. So Sean Wright, who is a owner of Lollygagger Effects, posted a link
Friend
to
of the
a
show.
Facebook marketplace listing for a JHS. That's my British pronunciation. JHS Panther Cub delay version 1,
Delay.
which
That's my
actually turned out to have
British
been
Jamaican
modded to the version 1.5.
JHS Delay.
JHS delay.
JHS Delay.
So I messaged the guy who was in like Michigan, and I was like, "Hey, would you ship this?" And then he's like,
The guy Sean?
Get it listed for like 120. No, the guy who was listing it was
Oh, okay.
that Sean shared. Sean shared.
Share.
So I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, I'm interested in buying this. Here's what I can offer." So I offered him $90 for it, and he's like, "Well, like,
Jerk
if you
move.
pay me $10 shipping, then I'll do it for $100 straight." So I was like, "Cool, that's a good deal." So I did. I bought this pedal from this guy December 27th. I'm pretty sure it was the 27th because the 27th I messaged Sean and I said, "Hey, I just offered that guy $90 and he accepted it," which is not actually true. I mean, it is true, but he charged me $10 shipping. So I bought it for $100.
And then
on
Sean is like, why
December
are you messaging me?
27th, because he was like interested. He's like, "Hey, you might be interested." in
He's
this."
like,
So I
unless
was
you're
like-
buying my pedal, I don't give a crap.
But he's the one that shared the post,
I know.
like so that someone could buy it,
I'm just riffing here, Aaron. You don't have to shut me down like that.
which he does often, actually, fairly often, which is one of the things that I like that he does. If he finds a good deal,
That like implies that there are things he does that you don't like.
no, that's not what I meant. But
It's like one of the things he does
I like
that I
that
like.
when he finds a good deal that he's not like interested in himself, he'll just like post it and say, "Hey, someone should buy this."
Yeah, that's like a very altruistic thing to do, especially
Yeah,
when
because it
like
doesn't help him at all.
many of us look at gear as like, ooh, if that's a good deal, I'm gonna flip that shiz, you know?
Yeah, which is what I did.
Exactly.
And I was like, I'll buy it, and if I don't like it, I'll sell it. Well, actually, I had one before, and the one that I had before, I think I paid $220 for it, like a year earlier. So $100
But
was
with
pretty
the
good.
advent of the V2, like that's a good deal, but it's not like you're ripping the guy off or anything.
No. Yeah, I didn't feel bad about it, and I don't think he wasn't getting ripped off.
Yeah.
So I got the pedal. I played with it for a little while. I was like, cool. It's good. I like it. I had it for like 3 days. I should say the dude shipped it out really well, really fast. I got it.
Cardboard
Pretty
ribbons.
So the dude, I let my friend borrow it after I had it for like a week. I get it back from him, and it's like rattling. I was like, that's weird. And so...
And you hadn't noticed the rattle before.
No, the rattle was new.
Okay.
So I get it back from him, and it's like has a little rattle sound inside. So like, that's weird. Something's happening. So I opened it up, and there's a little like a tiny little nut floating around in there. And I was like, where did that come from? So I plug it in to see if it works, and it doesn't work. It's doing like this weird, like the lights are just kind of flashing, and there's no signal passing. So it'll like pass signal when it's bypassed, but then when it's engaged, it just like goes like, wah, wah, wah. It's really weird. So
it was an
January
emergency.
19th.
That's emergency mode.
January 19th, 2019, which is like a couple weeks, like 3 weeks after I got this pedal. I emailed JHS customer service because they have a lifetime transferable warranty for their pedals, right? So if you, no matter who owns it, you get it.
I like how you're preemptively covering your butt before somebody tries. Oh, well, you're not entitled to that.
Yeah, I wasn't like pretending.
You don't have the original receipt of purchase.
So I said I have a Panther Cub V1 that isn't working. Looks like one of the internal bolts has come loose, and parts that shouldn't be touching are touching. I'd like to send
That's
it to
my
you
favorite line
to get
in
it
the
back
email.
up and running.
Parts that shouldn't be touching are touching. That's like
So-
something. That's like something you
Apparently, like through a little bit of research, it seems like this is like a common issue with these V1 pedals, where this like because there's like 3 or 4 different circuit boards in there, and they're all using like surface mount stuff, so they're pretty close together. So they're separated by like these little support bolts. Well, they're using like the nuts as basically as washers or like spacers.
Yeah.
And so they come loose, and then they touch, and it grounds out. So he's like, okay, cool. So he sent me a thing, and I sent it back to him. He said all subject, whatever. He gave me the thing, and they
replied 2
were gonna
days
fix
later,
it for free.
January
Yes, he did.
21st.
Which is fair, because I sent the original email on a
totally.
Saturday too. So he emailed me that Monday, and he said, here's the things, fill out the thing and send it in, and if it's under the warranty, we'll do it for free. Otherwise, it's like $25. So I was like, okay. Also, this is crazy.
No, the $25 is for like international, I think. Oh no, wait.
It says here.
Okay.
Repairs.
Yeah.
If it's not covered, then it's between $25 and $45.
Yeah,
For
if it was like
international, there's $25 shipping.
because you like stomped on it too hard, or like some, like if it was obvious negligence, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's lifetime for U.S. It's 1 year warranty for international people.
And then he said, "You didn't loan this pedal to anyone, did you?"
Rudy, if you're listening, it all started with you.
Rudy.
Rodrigo. Rudy.
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, you're canceled.
Rudy Rodrigo Rudiger.
We're putting you on blast.
So
Yeah, he's a sex offender too, so he's canceled.
I sent it in.
Whoa.
They sent it back to me. Right?
Right.
Pretty quickly. I think it took like maybe like I would say like 2 weeks total.
Yeah, that first
So, like,
time it was very quick. We were like, oh, that's cool.
To send it to them, they fixed it. They sent it
Or like
back
we
to
just
me.
didn't think much of it because
Yeah, it wasn't like a normal thing. So it was like 2 weeks, but I didn't like look at it right away. So it's set in a box because I was like, February is a crazy month for me. Or
I
January.
got
was a crazy
Valentine's
month for me.
Day,
Yeah, I had a lot going
Groundhog
on. I was
Day,
gone like every
maybe?
weekend for work. Anyway.
pre-Groundhog Day.
So
Your
I
wife's
finally plug
birthday?
it in, and as soon as I plug it in, I'm like, something is wrong here. I think I sent you guys a video too.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens is when you plug it in, like the bypass, the LED is just always on, and no matter what you do to press the button, like no matter how many times you press the button, it just like stays on, and that's it. It doesn't do anything. It
And
doesn't work at all.
did you give this pedal to Rodrigo before you plugged it
No,
in?
this is like I took it out of the box and plugged it in, and that's what happened.
But
So
how
I
did you
emailed him
plug
again.
it in? Is this
I
have
plugged
you plugged
I
in
plugged
pedals
a cable.
before?
from my guitar to the input, another
the
cable
input's
from
on the right.
output to my amplifier,
That's good. That's how you should do it.
and I used a one spot to power the pedal.
That's center negative, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
And then I also,
It
after
checks
that, I was
out,
like,
Phil.
oh, maybe it's like the power supply is weird. So I also tried it on its own with a Voodoo Labs ISO 5. So no other pedals getting power. It does the same thing.
Okay.
And we'd like to state, I can be a character witness in this. This is not the first guitar pedal that you've owned or operated.
That's good to point out.
So there could be some assumption that you at least know how to plug in a pedal and use it.
Yeah. So I emailed him again, and I was like, hey, let's doing this weird thing.
And it's broken in a
Like-
different way now.
Yes, it's doing something different.
Very different way.
It's like, do you have any ideas? And he was like, Aaron, can I get some specifics on the power
It's like,
supply
yeah, I have a lot of
you're
ideas.
using
This idea about
and how
this,
you're running everything? And I was like, yes, I'm running it like a normal person would run it, like that knows what they're doing. So I said, sure. I tried it with the one spot in the Voodoo Labs. The pedal does the same thing with the other one. So he says, okay, we'll get it back here, and I'll have the shipping department mail you a label. So they sent me a FedEx label to send it in for free. So I'm like, cool. At this point, we're at February 28th.
I'm only laughing because I know where this is going.
At
Because
February
again,
28th,
everything
I
up
said-
until this point, like he did ask you, can I get a few specifics on the power and how you're running
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
But then in that same email, he says, sorry for the issue, but we'll get it figured out for you right away. So like
Right.
he's being supportive.
Yes. He's very, at this point, I'm like pretty happy. John Pennington doing a bang up job.
I wonder if he's related to Paul Pennington. Of
Yeah,
Flip
they
and Flippers
both rip
fame.
off the American people.
The triple F Flip and Flipper fame.
Oh, I should say. So I said, thanks, John. And then that was February 28th. So I got the pedal back. Well, I should say it took me like a week or so to ship it out because I was just like kind of annoyed at this point. It wasn't a high priority list.
Wait.
Like for
You're
FedEx,
saying-
you have to like find the FedEx shipping location, you know?
I know. We've heard how hard it is for you to ship things before, I think. That's been well documented.
I'm just giving you all the details here,
Okay.
people.
Okay.
I'm holding nothing back. So I send it, I get the pedal back, and it works again. I'm like, cool, it works. So I'm like, I kind of am over this pedal. I'm going to list it for sale.
Yeah,
At this
like
point,
it,
my amp had also broken, so I was like, I need
it
some money,
represents negativity for you at this point.
whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to like just bow out of this whole thing. Meanwhile, my friend, my local buddy who lends
Rudy?
me his bad cat, Victor, my bad cat friend, Victor, he goes, hey, you're selling the Panther Cub? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you mind if I borrow it for a little while?
And you're like,
So
wait a
like,
second.
sure. So I let him borrow it. Different friend, mind you.
Did you ask
Good.
him about internal nuts? Did you say, what's your procedure with internal nuts, Victor?
So I let him borrow it for like a couple of weeks, and then I'm like, oh, I'm playing this show. Like, can I get the pedal back to play the show? He's like, sure, cool. I'll bring it by your house. So he does. I get it. I plug it in, and it's doing the same weird thing again. It's like not working again in the same way that it
The
was
same
the second
exact
time.
way.
Yes. I'm like, what the F, dude? So I'm like annoyed. What was I? Oh yeah. So basically, he said in the repair thing, it said that they like replaced all the switches and replaced the power jack. Which I'm like, that's weird. Why would you do that?
Yeah, like there's no... I mean, they basically showed no evidence that they had actually found what the issue was. It was just like,
Yeah.
we'll just replace these things, and hopefully that'll fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's broken twice now.
This is the third time, if you count the
This
first
is the third time. Yeah. So it was broken. I sent it in. They
It's
sent it
been
back.
broken twice in the same
It was
way.
immediately broken the second time. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
Then I got it fixed. Then I lent it out again. Then it broke again. So I assume it's the same issue that like things are coming loose because they're just loose in there, like, you know. So I,
Like a
what
hot
I
dog
assume
down
is
a...
like
Never mind.
it works fine, but then like if it's jostled around in your car for a while, like things just shake loose.
Yeah.
It's the plum pudding model of the molecule.
Yeah, so I emailed him again April 26th. I said, hey, man, this is crazy, but the pedal's doing the same thing again. I explained it again. Just makes a buzzing sound. And I said, I'd be down to send it in for repair again, but if it's just going to do the same thing over and over again, is it possible to switch it out for a functioning unit? Thanks.
Just do the same thing. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm following along.
At this point,
I want to make sure you're not
back
leaving out
again.
any details.
He says, Aaron, sorry for the issue. I don't know what the issue could be, as our testing is pretty rigorous. Apparently, their testing doesn't include, like, shaking it.
Yeah, like freaking, you should ask, like, can we fly Victor up to your manufacturing facilities? Because apparently, and Victor and Rudy.
The testing process of my friends borrowing the pedal is
yeah, exactly.
more rigorous than whatever you're doing. So he said, it's pretty rigorous. Would you be in favor of swapping it out for a V2 Cub? I can get one in the mail tomorrow, April 29th.
April 29th, people.
I can get one in the mail tomorrow. Let me know. Thanks. I emailed him back 6 minutes later and said, that would be great. I really appreciate it. May 1st, which is
2
how
days
many
later.
days after the 29th?
2.
30
So it's a
days
Wednesday.
past
So
September.
Monday.
Okay.
Monday,
So Monday
yeah.
the 29th.
He
So
says,
on
we'll ship it out
Wednesday,
tomorrow.
he emailed me back again, and he said, hey, we can ship out the new one and include a label in the box for the old one. So
he's pulling an
on
Aaron.
Monday, he says, I can ship it tomorrow. On Wednesday, he says, I'll ship it out.
I mean, I feel like that's just karma. Like, that's just the universe
That's fine.
giving you some karma. But
That's
keep
fine.
in mind, so at every point along the way, up until this point, the customer service aspect has been
Pretty
good.
good. Yeah. The
Like,
repair
you
aspect,
ask them,
not
the
so
fact that
much.
you keep getting this pedal that's broken is not good.
Yeah.
But they seem to be shipping it back to you quickly and responding quickly and all that.
Yes. So he says, we'll ship it out. So that's May 1st. On May 9th, I emailed John back and said, hey, John, just curious if you had tracking info for the pedal you sent out. I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, which is like the very passive-aggressive way of saying, like, you didn't ship my pedal yet, you dummy. Ship it now, you idiot.
So that's 8 days later.
You idiot dummy.
So I hear nothing back. They don't email me. Instead, what I get is a separate email that is a tracking update from FedEx, directly
Like
from
an
FedEx.
automatically
This is the
generated,
best. This is it.
Yeah.
here's your shipping label.
So I should say that this is I'm using the Gear Slum email this whole time. So Cole's like, "Hey, your pedal shipped
This
out
is the best part.
finally,"
Audience, get ready. This is the button
and he
on this
sent it,
joke.
and I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I look at it, and I'm looking at it, and I look at the address,
I think
the
I
two
actually
address.
didn't.
and
I
it
notice
says-
it first.
No, I did. If you did, you didn't say anything.
Bull crap.
So I noticed, and I'm like, my name is not Aaron. Aaron, this other name that's not Abubo. Aaron Hubbard, I'll say. That's his name. And I don't live in blank city, blank state. This is not my address. I'm
It was like
"That's
Phoenix,
not me."
Arizona, or something like that.
I mean, it's just not.
No, it's in
Central
California.
It's in California, but it's a different city in California.
Uh-huh.
So I was like out the door, so I just responded to that email and I said, "Hey, like, that's not my FYI. That is not my name or address," which was a dumb thing to do because that's just a generated email, so it went to nobody.
Oh,
But,
you.
This is where
I
I
was
swooped
dumb.
in
So Cole stepped in and sent them like an actual email.
because you were in the like. I could tell you weren't responding to messages, so I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
before this gets too twisted, I'll just send them an email saying, "Hey, that's not me. This is my actual."
So you sent a
address."
screen grab and you said, "I got the shipping confirmation, but that's not my name or address." And then you sent, "My address is blank."
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't say blank. You said the address.
Cole,
I
you're a
said
good
blank.
friend.
That's the way to do it. So
I
at
pick
this
my-
point,
I pick
someone
my
new
battles.
comes in.
Yeah,
I'm no longer getting emails from John. I'm now getting emails from Zach.
and actually,
at
nobody has heard
JHSpedals.com.
from John Pennington since then. So I think Josh Scott had him murdered.
He may be dead.
He did.
So Zach Sims says, we're very sorry for the mix-up here. We'll figure out what happened to get it taken care of. I'll let you know something today.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't want
Thank you.
to jump backwards too much, but I sent a picture. So we'd been talking about this in our message thread for a while, and when they finally said created the label, I said, "Hey, JHS finally made a shipping label. So if they're anything like Aaron, they'll send it out on Wednesday." That was on a Monday. So just taking a little jab at Aaron, and then Aaron replies, "Look at the address on the label, imbeciles." Oh man. Okay, sorry.
So I just replied back, "Thanks." Thanks. And so that was it. So eventually he said, then on the next day he says, "Hey, so there was a mix up with your email and another guy here. We are sending your replacement Panther Cub and label today." And he gave me tracking, and that was on May 15th.
Does Aaron Hubbard?
Meanwhile, before I got the pedal, I got a delivery confirmation.
Yeah.
From the original tracking number.
So I sent a screenshot to the thing saying, "Hey, Aaron, good news. Aaron Hubbard got his Panther Cub today."
But I was thinking like it's likely that there probably was a shipment that like he was probably getting something else, and they probably just.
I don't think so, because his name is Aaron. I think they have a customer list, and they just clicked on the wrong name.
You're probably right. So
I think Aaron Hubbard,
free Panther Cub,
and because like the email
Aaron,
was
California.
obviously. The email was going to us, Hawthorne, California. Like, I like to think that he had no knowledge.
It just randomly showed up.
Yeah, this Panther Cub shows
Wow,
up.
thanks, JHS.
So there's another guy posting about JHS, like, "Man, these guys are the best. I bought one pedal from him like 2 years ago, and they just sent me a free pedal out of nowhere. They're the best. Praise the Lord."
Do you think I want to know the story on that
I was
one?
blessed with this pedal. I know.
So the V2 actually showed up yesterday, and I got it. And I gotta say, I'm not sure what the heck JHS is doing with their like version upgrades, because similar to the Kilt, was it? The V2 is like way crappier than the V1.
Yeah.
In terms of features.
Yeah, so the Kilt, if everyone remembers, had this great clean boost on it in addition to the Blues Breaker. Is that what it is? Clone?
No, it's the Expandora clone.
Expandora, yes. And they took that out completely when they made the V2.
The boost?
Yeah, the clean boost is just gone.
It wasn't... Oh, the clean... That's right. Because it was like independent too, right?
Yep, it had 2-foot switches on it, and you could even change, like you could swap the order. And it was really, I used that on that pedal way more than the actual like drive section. So, and how is the Panther Cub worse?
Hold on, talk for a second. I'm going to grab both of them.
Okay, because I'm simultaneously trying to find Aaron Hubbard.
Talk about.
I'm trying to find him too.
Talk about one of our sponsors.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about Gun Street Wiring Shoppy.
Okay.
Based in the UK.
Wait.
Hugh O'Kane, based in the Hugh O'Kane.
Okay.
They make great wiring harnesses with quality parts and cool little features. They turn your Stratocaster into a Moracaster.
Okay.
They turn your P bass into a poo bass. Sorry, Aaron, we're struggling here.
They'll turn your SG into OMG. They'll turn your
dinky into a girthy.
Ooh,
donkey.
I like that. Whoa.
Josiah's laugh was like perfectly timed for that.
He laughed because I said donkey.
I like that kid. I think we'd get along.
All right. So
Funny
the
word.
Panther Cub V1 has the following features. On the top, input, output, 9-volt.
Wait, top jacks, you say?
Yes.
Ooh.
Input
Tell
and
me
an
more.
output on the top. Now we're talking.
And a switch. And it has a little switch that they call the roar switch that goes from like crazy oscillation to more controlled.
This is a
and
delay
that's
pedal, and so the
accessible.
oscillation, it has like modulation.
Yeah, it's an analog delay, so it just like repeats over and over again and so it's like a feedback loop.
Yeah.
On the face of the pedal, it has a mix control, an F back control, which is feedback,
Oh, okay. Ooh, I was going to say.
a time control, which is the time. It also has a ratio knob, which you can go from quarter note to dotted eighth to eighth note to 8-note triplets. It has a modulation depth and a modulation speed control.
Aaron, these sound like good features. I don't know why you're so down on this.
Well, this is the version 1.
Those
It
are
also
great
has a
features.
bypass switch and then a tap tempo switch. It's in a 1590 BB
So the tap
enclosure,
tempo
which is
is
like
why-
the classic double size enclosure.
The party
Similar
animal,
to
Pelotar.
yes, it is the same as both of those. It's oriented the way
Yeah.
that the Pelotar is oriented.
Exactly. It's on its side with top jacks. You know what I'm talking about,
Correct.
Phil.
It also has side jacks though.
Ooh.
On one side, it has a tap and expression jack. On the other side, it has an effects loop jack. So you can put any pedal in there with like a stereo TRS splitter, and that pedal will affect the repeats only.
I like to think that if someone was reading like the transcript of this podcast, they'd think you're saying like, it has an expression jack. It has a top jack.
I don't like your expression, Jack.
It's got an input and an output jack.
I do really like the color of the new pedal. It's
Are
the
they-
same, but slightly brighter. I can't tell if that's just because it's new or if it's like
I thought you were just going to leave it at that. I really like the color. It's the same.
It's the same. Nice work on
I
that.
like the color of the old pedal just as well.
it's like the same color but like a different batch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like a different lot number.
And it's like baby blue, like Sonic Blue kind of thing, right? Or is it more like Daphne?
No,
It's
it's,
a baby
like
Sonic.
a Sonic Blue. Yeah.
Sonic Baby.
Ooh, baby Sonic?
So the new
I have
Panther
some
Cub,
Sonic.
the version
I have
2,
some drawings I've done of baby
which
Sonic.
says Panther Cub V2 on it, has some changes. First of all, it's in a smaller enclosure. It's in like your standard single size enclosure.
50-50 enclosure.
Yeah. Is that pedal really thick? You know, some of them are like taller than others.
Yeah.
This is one of the tall ones. But it is the same as
You mean like the shoes that Vin Diesel wears?
yeah, it's got lifts.
Yeah.
So here's what they did. They took the modulation controls off the surface of the pedal, and they added these two little switches on the side.
that's
Which
what
is an
everyone
on-off
wants.
switch for the modulation and a speed switch for the modulation. So the actual like rotary controls, like knobs are no longer there. Instead, you have a speed, high-low, and on-off. And there's no depth control. So when I turned it on to play with it, the depth is like super wobbly. It's like way more modulation than I would want on my delay, which some people might like. But anyway, so that was kind of a downside for me. It also
That's a
is
huge
missing.
downside.
It's also missing, or they removed because they put those on the side. Now it doesn't have the effects loop anymore, which was always like a cool thing with that pedal. So I mean that's not like a huge deal, but it is like a cool thing that's no longer there.
Right.
But then they added a volume knob to it on the surface, which basically just like gives you a volume boost overall. Not like of the repeats only, but like of your signal too, which is
And you
trying
can't.
to
It's
figure
not
out,
like you
like,
can
how that would
switch
be
it.
useful.
It's not like you can switch it on or off. It's just like a master volume for your board, I guess.
yeah, it's really weird. So it's just like an extra volume control.
If you
On your
turn
delay pedal.
if you turn the pedal off, if you bypass it, the volume boost goes away, right? Or the volume cut.
Yes.
Okay. I could see that because isn't the carbon copy known for kind of, I mean, I know it like sucks a lot of high end, but isn't it also known for just kind of reducing your level in general?
I think so, but the thing is, like, I don't remember the Panther Cub doing that.
Yeah, so it's like they're solving a problem that didn't exist.
Yeah, or maybe it did and I just didn't notice it.
Maybe that was the problem all along, is like you were saying it's not passing any signal, and in reality it's just because analog delays lower your signal slightly.
And then the lights just flash.
Yeah, and the lights just flash. Oh yeah, that's true. I think all those things are explainable.
So I assumed that there was like modulation controls inside for like the depth control. That does not appear to be the case.
It just makes, like, they must just be so much cheaper to make or something. Because it's already, the tap tempo, the switch on the top is tap tempo, right? The second switch still?
Yes. Yeah.
So you end up with this pedal with two switches that are very close to each other. So it's not like, and with top jacks, so ostensibly you're jamming this right next to another pedal.
Yeah. It still has top jacks.
Which would make it harder to use.
The other thing that's weird is now the power supply on the original one was, or the power jack was like mounted to the box.
Yep.
The new one is PCB mounted.
Yep. That's a new, you see that on a bunch of them and it sucks because it's like, it makes sense why they do it that way because it's cheaper. They can just mount it on the PCB and then slide the whole PCB into the box.
Right, that makes sense.
But it's not as robust.
It's weird.
Of course, if it's less robust than your old one, it's not like your old one was particularly robust. It broke 3 times, you know.
Also, so I'm looking at the inside, and I feel like this has to be a typo. So you know how they put like little clever things on it? So one says Panthera would have been a great band name, which maybe, probably not.
But also, like, Pantera is already a band, and
yeah, I think that's like the joke, supposed to be a joke. But the other one says, I think it's supposed to say "Pardon us while we sell you this delay," which I don't know what that. But it says "Pardus us." Pardus us while we sell you this delay.
How's it spelled?
As if you like change the "on" in pardon to us.
Pardus. Is that is that like a type of Panther Cub?
Pardus us while we sell you this delay. I have no idea. It's really weird.
Apparently Pardus is a browser game and it's an operating system.
There's also Pardus Capital Management.
Ooh, it's Saint
yeah,
Pardus is the patron
Pardus
saint of Loreno, Italy.
I think Pardus is a Black Panther.
Yeah, African leopard. African American leopard.
But that's so weird.
That is very obscure.
Pardus us while we sell you this delay.
Like, the joke is bad because it's like, okay, I could see if there was like an obvious thing you'd be saying about this pedal that had pardon in it, but like no one would ever say pardon us while we sell you this delay.
Yeah.
So they're adding a joke onto a joke that doesn't exist to begin with.
That's weird. Anyway,
and nobody knows, and literally nobody on the planet knows that that's what Pardus means.
Yeah. It's apparently a leopard is called Panthera pardus.
Yeah. But again.
So this is like a super nerd joke is what we're saying here.
Yes. But then they have Panthera and Pardus split.
Ugh.
But then also the cat on the surface on the front of the pedal is not a leopard.
It's
has
not
no
a leopard.
Spots.
It's a black
no
panther.
Spots.
Oh, apparently.
And then it also has the other added control is the EQ control, which is also weird because it doesn't just affect the repeats; it affects your dry signal too, which is weird to me.
Yeah, that is weird. Why, like, especially if it doesn't affect your dry signal when it's off.
Yeah. Or at least it doesn't seem to. Maybe it does, and I'm just
like I could picture having an EQ pedal for your signal is normal, but I wouldn't expect that to come from my delay pedal.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, so I have the new one. I'm probably going to sell it just because I don't want it anymore. I will say this.
That's a valid reason to sell it.
It's been a crazy thing having all this, but I do appreciate the fact that they honor their warranty even if you are not the original owner. That's still pretty cool. And I have no problem with their customer service, but how many times do you have to repair a pedal before you just offer to send a new one and not make someone ask for it?
Or also even it was broken out of the box the first time, and then it was broken in the same way, so it's obviously the same pedal.
Yeah.
And they're testing. I would expect the testing, if you get a pedal back for repair, to be 100 times more rigorous than just a normal pedal that's going out the door.
Right.
I would be absolutely sure if a pedal came back for warranty repair that it did not have issues, and they sent the same pedal out twice with the same issue.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which seems insane.
Yeah. I like this pedal. I like the V1 better. So I was kind of bummed to get a new one. But, oh well. C'est la vie. You guys didn't say it.
C'est la vie.
No, la vie. You're supposed to say la vie.
Oh, la vie.
Thanks for friendship. Oh.
La vie. No, because we also got to mention...
What are we supposed to say?
This episode is also finally sponsored by the
Gabriel.
Gabriel Tenorio String Company. Bridge to Nut Ropes. The best in the biz. I've had the same strings on my Telecaster for I don't even know how long. I would say at least 16 months. And I play it, I don't gig with it a ton, but I play it several times a week. So it's gotten a lot of use. And those strings still sound really good.
You've had them since before you even owned a Panther Cub.
Yeah, that's how long
it's been. A long time.
That's how I take you also, I borrowed this double barrel from my friend. I switched him for the Panther Cub, so now I have 3 JHS pedals on my desk right now, which is really disconcerting.
Freaking sell out. Dude,
JHS
Gabriel, he'll take you straight
products.
from bridge to nut. Right?
Dude, he will. Yeah.
Okay. And
6 to midnight.
For that, I say thanks for friendship.
Get the pure nickel strings. If you haven't tried them, you need to try them. They are, I would say, a total game changer. If you play electric guitar, you need Gabriel Tenorio strings.
And if you don't play electric guitar, what are you even doing?
And if you play acoustic guitar, you also need to try them.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for friendship.
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 And hey, thanks for friendship.
Hey.
For Phil Eisenhower, I'm Cole Duke.
For Cole Duke,
thanking you for friendship.
Thanks for friendship. For Aaron DeBuo, I'm Aaron Hubbard. Thanks for friendship.
We gotta find that guy.